From KPRC 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
Good morning as I welcome to Houston Newsmakers Precinct 4 Harris County Commissioner Lesley Briones. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for the invitation.
It is so good for you to be able to be here and squeeze us into your very busy schedule. You have not wasted any time as your commissioner status begins. Describe Precinct 4. Describe your constituents in that precinct.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for the opportunity, and I've been so grateful for every day of being commissioner for Precinct 4. So Harris County Precinct 4 encompasses 1.2 million people. So in terms of population, it's bigger than 9 states. In terms of landmass, it is bigger than Rhode Island. Precinct 4 is incredibly diverse. It is the most diverse and most international of the 4 precincts in Harris County, not only in terms of race, ethnicity, and nationality, but also in terms of the geography that it encompasses. We have a wonderful mix of urban, suburban, and rural. So we have, for example, River Oaks. We have Gulfton, which I love dearly, the Ellis Island of Harris County and of Texas. We go out to Katy, we go up to Waller and Tomball. We have more of Waller than Waller County has of Waller. So it's been wonderful to kick off our tenure as commissioner with listening tours across the precincts because the needs and opportunities vary so substantially.
I've known a lot about the diversity and the size, but when you put it in the perspective you just did, it really is big and it really is diverse. You've got this really interesting background where education has clearly been a high point for you. You went to Harvard, you went to Yale, you've been an educator, you've been a teacher. In between all of that, you could have done a lot of different things. Why are you devoting your life now to public service when so many times other people who have your credentials would be, making tons and tons of money? Not that you're, haven't done that or anything like that, but why public service for you?
Well, it really goes back to my parents. My parents are both educators. They recently are both retired. My dad just retired after 50 years in education. So service was everything to them and in our home. And so they instilled that in us. And so I've loved each chapter of my career as a teacher, lawyer, nonprofit executive, judge, and now as commissioner, getting to roll up my sleeves, be in the community, and get to work on a variety of issues that affect people's day-to-day lives is just deeply energizing.
So one of those things, let's talk about some of that. When we talk about Bear Creek Park, and a lot of times when we talk about them, we talk about it in terms of flooding. Yes. There's always something like flooding going on there. Recently, this is something that's happened has made a really positive impact. Talk about what's been going on there, where you started to break ground on some projects that the money has been available, but somehow it hasn't gotten to that community in a while.
We have a lot of work to do, as we know, with regard to flooding, and especially in Precinct 4, where we have a substantial portion of West Harris County. We have Addicks and Barker, 2 of the most dangerous dams in the nation. So the project that you referred to, Bear Creek, is an exciting project. It's about approximately $20 million that's being invested in flood mitigation efforts, subdivision drainage. This subdivision, approximately 60% of the homes were affected with flooding with Harvey. And this project has been a long time coming, so I'm so thankful to the community for their patience and persistence and partnership. But we broke ground recently, and that will have a substantial effect in helping to mitigate the effects of future storms, because we all know it's going to happen, and we just need to be as prepared as possible.
Yeah, it's not if, it's when. Exactly. You're right about that. Let's talk about some politics that's going on for a moment. Your election, you beat Jack Cagle to give Democrats a 3-to-1 advantage in that category there, plus Judge Hidalgo. How much different is this court, do you think, compared to what a more conservative court might be doing? You feel comfortable with the direction and the speed with which you're doing things now with this court?
Yes. Well, there's always a lot of work to be done, and I'm the type of person that every day you need to be getting better at what you're doing. So we are committed to continuously improving, and I really have to hand it to Commissioner Cagle. He was my commissioner for many years. He was incredibly gracious throughout the transition, and that filled me, because this to me is far more than any one of us. It's not about us, it's about the people we're serving. And it shouldn't be about politics, it should be about results, right? So you're right, we do have a 4-1 supermajority now as Democrats on the court. But the way I see it is this is an opportunity to lead, to continue to improve, and to continue to deliver for the people. And so I talk a lot about the black robe I used to wear as a judge. Not a blue robe, not a red robe, not any other color. I'd go to my court, listen to all sides of a case, look at the evidence, and then make that hard decision. That is what I've been trying to bring to Commissioner's Court, because we do have to listen to all sides, and we do need to make decisions based on data and evidence and move forward. And so I believe we need to come together and focus on what unites us rather than what divides us.
So you do that on the Harris County level. In the meantime, in the state legislature, they're making laws that seem to take direct aim at Harris County. What do you make of that, and how do you fight back against those kinds of things, which clearly are laws that are being put into place that are opposite of what it seems the will of Harris County Commissioner's Court is?
Yes, the bills are brazen and very much aimed at Harris County. And my approach in the last 7 months that I've been in office is going to Austin, asking for meetings with members across the aisles, because I want to hit reset and restart to the greatest degree possible on this very difficult relationship that we see with Texas and Harris County. And personally, as a native Texan, as a proud Texan, and as someone who's all about trying to get the work done, we have to work together in a more productive way. So
how's that working? I mean, the reception. I
was very thankful that every meeting that I asked for was granted. Okay. They sat down, we talked about, I'm a lawyer, right? So I can argue all day, every day, and I feel comfortable in disagreement, but it's really, okay, what are your concerns? Right. What can we do better to alleviate such concerns? What's the path forward? What can we agree on? How can we make progress? Because this zero-sum game is unproductive, and we can do better in terms of Harris County and as Texas.
You're doing better. There's a lot of things going on there, perhaps because of your heightened expertise as a judge. You seem to have a priority of public safety and justice in mind as well. We're going to talk about that. It includes a program called Teledeputy, which is rather unique, really. We're going to talk about that program and how it fits into your agenda.